finally with my really great friends, and I actually noticed that she started getting that New Zealand accent, and that was so cute to hear. And yeah, I was like really like in awe, like I actually admired it. And when we went outside, I could see her father waving, and yeah, I just was like, hi, nice to meet you. And then the first thing I noticed was everybody drives on the left, and I didn't know that at that time, and I was like, oh my god, really? So I was like, okay, I'll just go with it. And we stopped by at Domino's to get pizza because it was actually noon, but not for me, since you know the time difference. Philippines and New Zealand have like 4 hours time difference. I don't know which one goes ahead, but I think New Zealand does. But yeah, I ate in the plane anyway. But I ate the pizza after my nap. So yeah, when we finally arrived in her neighborhood, she told me that I could just take a nap because she knows how tired I am. And it was like around 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, New Zealand time. And I said, okay, I will nap a bit. I'll just set my alarm to 3:30. And I ended up getting woken up by her around 4:30. And I was like, oh my god, I didn't hear my alarm. Yeah, I was really tired, I guess. Yeah. And in the meantime, she actually was doing some school stuff. So when I woke up, we just continued eating the pizza. And that night, I actually knew about this already prior to arriving in Auckland. She was going to have a dinner with this group of friends. And I was actually nervous already at the beginning of finding out about that because I don't really do well with people I don't know. I've been like that my whole life, actually. Every time I meet somebody new that is either a friend of my friend or just new people in general, I don't say much, I just keep quiet. But if there's something really, really great about you, I am going to speak, you know, and yeah, that's how it would be. But when we went to that dinner, it was pretty much like a religious meeting or a get-together, and there was a dinner involved, and everybody was also going to meet everybody. And she told me that she told everybody I was coming, so that was really fun. And actually the whole dinner thing ended up being great. Like, we sang songs, we introduced each other, we introduced ourselves, we talked a lot, and I told them I just arrived like some hours ago, and then we had dinner, and actually everything went just fine. I didn't feel uncomfortable or awkward at all, and I really liked them. It was actually really nice to finally feel like not uncomfortable and not awkward in front of new people I don't know. New people I don't. Okay. Yeah. People I've never met before. It was really nice to not feel awkward and not feel uncomfortable. And yes, I'm pretty sure it's because you are a New Zealander. So that really made me excited for like what's to come. So after that dinner, of course, Vivienne, yeah, my best friend, she decided that we could have like a movie night when we arrived home, and that was like 9 at night, I think it was. Sorry. So yeah, it was like 9 at night that we arrived home, 9:30 perhaps. I actually forgot which movie we watched, but it was a really funny one, and having that bond with her again was really great. Because I haven't seen her, of course, for like 3 years, I think it was. Well, yeah, we enjoyed watching movies and talking a lot about updates on our lives. So yeah, we rested for the night, and then the next day came, and then I was like, oh my god, finally I'll see the business district, I'll see Sylvia Park, the museum, dress smart, pretty much just Auckland, you know. And there are a lot of things here and there that I would notice that were kind of funny. or just nice or beautiful, you know. At that time I went there, it was like late autumn, begin spring, I think. And one thing I noticed that, well, it's just what I noticed, and it might sound funny, but when I was thinking of going to New Zealand, I wouldn't expect that many Asians. Well, of course, this is not a bad thing or a mean thing. It's just I was surprised. Like, I imagined there wouldn't be that much diversity. Well, of course there is, you know. But at that time, I didn't know it, and that was kind of funny for me. And she said it as well, that she was surprised to see a lot of Asians when she came. And then in my head, I was like, it's kind of obvious because New Zealand is very near to Asia. Sort of. But yeah, near. So yeah, that was kind of funny. And I think like the business district, in my opinion, looks pretty much like, I guess, New York, Toronto mixed together. Maybe a bit of London. Because the roads were like going uphill and then downhill, and they were double deck buses, and I'm always afraid that they would like tilt sideways. Glad it didn't, obviously. But yeah, like the business district is like so nice. I just couldn't believe it. So yeah, being in the business district of Auckland was actually really great. Like we did so much over there. Mostly my friend will just tell me to like get samples at those makeup shops, and I did. I got like tons of them. I think I ended up going home with 15. Yeah, full of like BB cream, concealer, foundations, or even skincare if I'm still out there. Yeah. So she and I would mostly hang out, and sometimes her boyfriend came along, or those friends that we met up with at that dinner, or just new ones that came along as well. And it all went fine, of course. Vivian, she introduced me to the dollar store, to Pack and Save. I love that. I went to Sylvia Park with her. That was so fun there. Like, oh my god. Of course, the Dress Mart, but the Dress Mart, we went with the friends we met up with at the dinner, and that was also fun. I got Subway for lunch. We went to a lot of outlet stores where the sales were kind of big. I was about to buy a skirt I liked, but I didn't. I don't know, didn't feel like it, I guess. I just really wanted to spend on stuff that was really meaningful. Yeah. We also went to a lot of museums. One of them was actually that Memorial War Museum, and her boyfriend came along, and that was a really fun time. The museum is actually like located in this really nice park, and it was just like so nice to be at. It's so huge. I took a few videos there with her and him, and yeah, it was really nice. In the museum, I actually saw like a lot of interesting stuff, like things from Pompeii, and I was like, oh my god, I don't even have to go to Pompeii for this because it's right here. Even the two of us, her boyfriend decided to not come inside. We went to this house to try to experience what it was like to have a volcano yeah, blow up. It was actually kind of fun and scary, and we were also in that room with a couple of other people. So yeah, we got to experience what it was like if a volcano would erupt. Well, obviously because New Zealand has one. So yeah, I was able to experience that, and it was really scary. I was even able to see a mummy. That was also really interesting. I was like, oh my god, I could finally see this. And yeah, a lot of New Zealander stuff, of course. I saw those houses that the Maori would that they lived in, and I saw a lot of stuff related to rugby. I saw a lot of things that the early New Zealanders made, had, owned, you know. That was really nice. And it's really pretty inside. I actually really love it. And then we also went to the souvenir shop, and her boyfriend actually bought something for me to like give to me as a souvenir. I'll show a picture of it later. And yeah, that was a really fun day. And then after that, we just enjoyed our time in Auckland. We were in the business district most of the time, and we would just like walk around and look at stuff, go in and out of stores. We also found a lot of tea shops. We actually went inside a tea shop that made you taste all the different teas, and it was loaded with different kinds of teas. And they also sold tea sets. I actually wish I bought, but I'm not really into spending money all the time unless it's really something that intrigues me. I was also finally happy to like see milk tea shops because I didn't have it since I left Philippines, of course. And I was like, oh my god, milk tea, finally they have it here. So yeah, I bought the chocolate milk tea. It was kind of expensive. I don't really remember, maybe $7 New Zealand dollars. Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same price I paid when I was in Chinatown, Amsterdam, in Yo-Yo milk tea shop, cafe. Oh wow. So yeah, that was also really fun, and I just really love the people there. It's like my experience in Auckland was so nice. It actually gave me a feeling that I even imagined myself living there. Of course it is possible, I don't know if I really will, but if I would ever move, that is definitely in the top 3. I only have 2 right now, excluding Belgium. So yeah, we obviously also went to the North Tower, but I actually did that the day before we left. I left Auckland. I actually did that right before we had like a dinner with her parents. And going up to the North Tower, we actually felt and heard our ears pop. It actually costed us 35 New Zealand dollars to do that, and that's expensive. Yeah. But we went up, and I don't regret it at all. I took a lot of photos and filmed a lot, and the view was really amazing. Like, you could see everything 360 degrees. We weren't able to go in the, I think, the floor that would spin. Well, obviously you would be obliged to order a meal, and that was like $36 on top of the 35 to get in, and we didn't feel like spending that. And I think I had like 20 New Zealand dollars left. Yeah, so I didn't wanna. So yeah, even when we went down, we got pictures taken of our journey going up North Tower. No wait, we got our pictures taken like in front of this like fake view of New Zealand. It was just tarpaulin of how the view looks like from up there of Auckland Business District and pretty much everything surrounding that. And of course we had to pay if we wanted to keep it, but we didn't. I just took a photo secretly. Yeah. So after that we actually just had a dinner with her parents. It was at the Japanese restaurant, I think, and it was also really fun. Yeah, I would definitely go back to New Zealand. Actually, I was supposed to go like last month, but couldn't, obviously because of the epidemic that has been happening, and it's still happening. Of course, it gives me the chance to save money, but I don't think that's really possible right now, because why save money you don't have? You know, it's also harder these days. Finding work would be harder. Well, I have found it, but it's just a student job as well. But yeah, it's something. I am planning to, of course, go back to New Zealand probably next year or next. this whole epidemic thing made me go a bit into depression mode, where I didn't feel like socializing with people anymore, even if I had the chance. I don't feel like going out, even if it's summer, and I always had this urge to get out when it's warmer in this country before, and now I don't feel like doing that anymore. And of course, to like have myself cheered up, my boyfriend tried to suggest that we just move a certain trip that is also important to us, with having the Auckland trip earlier and the other trip some months after. We don't know if that's gonna happen because of the epidemic, but if it could, then it'll be wonderful. And he'll be coming along, he'll be meeting Vivienne and her boyfriend, her family, what it's like in Auckland. And yeah, everything is just really great in Auckland. The air is like so fresh, everything is so fun. I would like definitely want to stay longer. Before this epidemic happened, Vivienne and I had our plans on what it would be like to have our next trip, and I would have stayed like 5 to 6 weeks actually originally, but yeah, it wasn't able to happen, unfortunately. And well, at least if I can go next year for probably 2 weeks, which is what is planned, I'll be really happy and I'll take that gladly. So if you have like this experience that is so fun about Auckland, or just pretty much any other city in New Zealand, you can talk about that experience in the comments. Of course, I wanted to go to another city in Auckland. I actually wanted to go to Dunedin and Queenstown, but in 6 days time I don't think that was possible, and also because I had a budget, and of course my friend would have had to come, I think. Yeah, next time hopefully I'll be able to go to another place aside from just Auckland, like something really New Zealand. Queenstown, in my opinion, is really that, and I really hope that it's going to be like a way it was. So yeah, if you'd like to give this video a like, I would appreciate it. You can subscribe to my channel if you want to know or get updated quicker if I upload any videos or not. And I will just see you in the next video I have. So it's probably going to be another one of those talking kind of videos, since travel videos are on hold because of the obvious, and any other kind of video as well. So I'll just see you in the next video, and have a great day and stay safe.